So I just got a bunch of new subscribers, and all I can say is welcome aboard. That's about it. Had a lot of good updates, and also some bit of funny comments coming through. Well, that's what happens when you grow in size and all that is. Yeah, you get the good and the bad, which, mind you, it's not really bad to me. It's just, it's just funny. Their ignorance. And I figured, there's a lot of people that are ignorant these days. And sometimes even willfully, they choose to be ignorant. Now, I know ignorance is bliss. However, they're not just willfully ignorant. They insist on bragging about their ignorance and then showing it off. Like a badge of honor. Which, it's still hard for me to wrap my head around that, but I'm sure they have their reasons for what they do, as far as everyone has their reasons for what they do, and shouldn't judge. And I decided I was going to make a video on another account about something that's not really related to this, although it is related, particularly about religious groups, spirituality, religion. They kind of go hand in hand. And I'll just give a little quick preview about it by talking about something that a lot of people don't get. So there are, a lot of these what you call small minority groups. Usually they are statistical minorities, religious minorities. They practice their practices, and they're usually the scapegoat for everyone else in the country, if not much of the world. So, what happens? Well, they end up being successful. In fact, they end up being very, very successful. There's multiple reasons why. One, they follow the law. They know the law, they accept the law, and they adhere to the law. The laws of the universe. They accept that the universe isn't fair, the divine isn't fair, but they accept it anyway, and they just keep following the laws. Two, they're really good at networking. And three, they look out for one another. Which, mind you, is forgiveness. That's part of the whole forgiveness thing, is that, they don't just look out for one another. They offer forgiveness and amnesty to those that could not find it elsewhere. I mean, most people in this country, I would agree, I would probably assume, and agree with the statistic, that most people in this country have really strong negative opinions about, violating underage people, or dating someone that's way younger than you, specifically if you're a man, amongst some other things that, well, in the grand scheme of the universe and the divine as a whole, it's quite petty. And yet they choose to act on their ignorance sometimes, and usually most of the times willfully displaying it with pride, and great pride actually, and they just keep falling for the stuff over and over again. Now, I'm not here to single out any groups, because there's a lot of statistical, ethnic, and religious minorities that control the world, they run the world, they're very successful, and they continue to be very successful and run the world. A little take on it, and I was mainly here for the updates, but just ended up spilling over into some new content. So there you go, guys. Once again, I'm going to be uploading some new content to the remastered section once I get some things cleared up. There you have it. Take care.